Hello student, how are you today? The speaker is Mr. Ayad Abdelamir Hassan, English teacher at Al Rashid University. Student, today I am going to explain the future forms in Unit 5 in your student book. But the first thing I should know why we use future. Why we use a future tense, that we use a future tense to express about something will happen in the future. But there are some forms to express that. In fact, there is no one future tense in English language. So that we will use several verb forms to speak about the future. Okay? So we can use future forms to express. Now I speak about the using of future tense, that we can use future forms to express about the future facts or prediction, intention, decision, arrangement, wellness, activities that will be in the progress before and after in the future. Okay, all these I mentioned it, that we use it when we want to express something will happen in the future. So the first form is will, for prediction, that we use will to express something or to express a prediction that will happen in the future. For example, it will be called in a few days' time. The speaker predict that the weather be cold in a few days' time. Also, the sentence for opinion. I think we will win the match. I think we will win the match. Pay attention that we have some adverbs in the future tense, like tomorrow, next week, next day, or at 7 o'clock at morning, and or 7 o'clock in the morning, or so on. So now I give two examples. I gave two examples to express about future tense with will for prediction. Okay? But these sentences are in the affirmative forms or positive forms. How can I make the sentence in negative form? That I will add the not after the verb or the auxiliary verb will. It become in the negative form, it will not, or I can write it won't be called a few days time. It will not be called a few days time. Another sentence in the question form, that I should put the will in the first of sentence, after that the subject, after the subject the infinitive verb and the complement. For example, will it be called in a few days time? Another example, what time will you go? What time will you go? Now, the speaker want to ask the listener about the time that he will go. Other uses of will and shall. Okay, we can use will, also shall. Now we will use it for question. I will explain later. Now the other using of will, for example, I will help you carry these bags. Now I offered the help. I offered the help. Another example, will you help me? Will you help me? Now wellness. I used wellness. Another example, will you open the window? Will you open the window, please? Now I give the request, okay, for the listener. Another example, I will buy you mobile. I promise that I will buy you mobile. So I use the subject in the first and the auxiliary verb or modal verb will and the infinitive verb and the complement. Another example, tomorrow it will be cold and windy. Tomorrow it will be cold and windy. Now the sentence also prediction. Now I will use shall here. Shall is found mainly in questions in the future tense. We use shall to express about the question forms in the future. For example, or we can say it used with I and we. It is used with I and we see how. For example, where shall I put your tea? Here the speaker asked about instruction, but we use shall to ask the speaker or the listener about the place that we will put the tea. Another example, what shall we do tonight? Now I need decision from the listener. What shall we do tonight? Now I use shall with the subject we. Another example, shall I cook meat tonight? Here I offered to help. I offered help to the listener. Shall I cook meat tonight? Now the another forms of the future. We can use going to for also prediction. How? It is used to express a prediction based on the present fact. There is evidence now that something's sure to happen. Okay? How we will see. The rule is subject plus the one of the verb of to be in the present is am plus going to plus infinitive plus complement. I have some examples. Careful, that glass is going to fall over. Okay, I used going to. Why? Because I have evidence now to fill that the glass of fall over. Another example, look at that sky. It's going to be lovely day. It's going to be lovely day because the sky is blue and the sun shine. So I used the subject it plus is plus going to plus the verb or infinitive verb and the complement. Okay, now I will use negative form in this form. I am not going to be with you tomorrow. I am, for example, sick. I give him evidence that I am sick. Okay, so I can't go. I predict that I can't go with you because I am sick. Another example, are you going to be with me tomorrow? You are free. Because he is free, that I predict that he will come with him. So, are you going to be with me tomorrow? Okay, you are free. Sometimes here I have not. Sometimes there is little or no difference between will and going to. Sometimes we can use, that means sometimes we can use will or going to express about the future, but there is no different in the meaning. How? We will see in these examples. We will or we are going to. I can use we will or we are going to run out money. Okay? If we are not careful. we will, or we are going to run out money if we aren't careful. The third button, or the third forms of the using of a future symbol, I can use a present continuous for arrangement. I can use a present continuous for arrangement. If I want to speak about something I plan to it or to do it in the future, I should use a present continuous to express that event. How? The present continuous is used to express personal arrangement and fixed plans if there is the time and the place to do that meeting or that event. How? And its rule, subject plus is I mean subject plus one of the verb of the be in the present plus verb with ing plus complement. It is the same rule in the present continuous, but I mean in it the future form or the future tense. For example, I am having lunch with you tomorrow. So I am planning to have lunch with you tomorrow. I can say I plan to have lunch with you tomorrow. Another example, the first sentence in the affirmative or in positive sentence. Another sentence I will give you in the negative form, like aren't. They aren't meeting the director next week. They don't make a plan to meet the director next week. Here I will make the sentence in the question form. What are you doing tonight? I mean, what will you do tonight? Or what is your planning or your plan? What is your plan to do this night? So I asked him, what are you doing tonight? The fourth form is a present simple for timetable, but future events. Now we can use a present simple to speak about the future, but how? When we use timetable, for example, you have English language, for example, at Sunday. So that in the future. For example, today, Friday, okay, and you have English language at Sunday. So I have some examples. It's my birthday today. If it's my birthday tomorrow. It's my birthday tomorrow. This is a future event. So there is timetable in this form. Also, what time does the film start? So in the cinema there is timetable to start, or to the some films will start in that day. Okay, so what time does the film start? The fifth form, a future continuous. Also we can use a future continuous, okay, to express activities that will be in the progress before and after time in the future. We can use a future continuous to express activities that will be in the progress or continue before and after time, okay, in the future. How? In this example we can see, don't phone at 8. Why? Because we will be having dinner. Here the subject, and I use will, after that be, because after will infinitive verb, and verb with ing, after that the complement. So don't call or don't phone at 8. We will be having dinner. Another example, we will be going right back. We will be going right back to the football after dinner, for example, or after tomorrow, as we like. The sixth form is a future perfect. If we can use the future perfect to express about a future tense. How? But I will see how. But that refers to an action will be completed before the finite time in the future. Okay, or in a future. Refer to an action will be completed before the finite time in a future, but it is not common verb form, so we use it little times, okay, or a few times. So example, I will have done all my work by this evening. I will have done, I and the will, auxiliary verb, have done. This is perfect. This is perfect tense. All my work by this evening. But I told you this form is not common verb form. Now I explain everything in English language, but next video I will explain the future tense or the future forms in Arabic language to be clear to the student that told me that they can't understand English language when I explain. So follow me in the next video in Arabic language. Thank you for your listening. Goodbye.